Miracles We Have Seen, Chapter 29. Miracle of the Dead Grandfather. Marcia is our daughter. She was born in Bolivia. Since early infancy, Marcia has undergone many crises. She was born with a hole in her heart that severely handicapped her as a child and left many emotional scars on her personality. In spite of all the trauma of hospitals, medications, and many pessimistic prognoses, Marcia has overcome all the bleak diagnoses and today lives a life of fulfillment and happiness. Marcia is the mother of a wonderful daughter named Christina, who is working toward a successful business career. Marcia had encountered many obstacles in her life. Some of these were physical problems with her heart. Other problems, such as failure in her marriage, financial reverses, left Marcia in a state of depression and many nights of despair. It was on such a night that Marcia encountered her miracle. It was a cold winter evening as Marcia trudged the 6 miles from her place of employment to the little trailer home nestled deep in the woods of Putnam County in western Indiana. The snow was falling. The bitter cold air was painful as Marcia tried to pull the thin jacket around her shoulders. The wind whistled through the trees. She felt so alone. Marcia began to talk to God. Father, I gave my life to you recently, and now it seems as if you have forsaken me. My car is broken down, and I don't have money for repairs. Everything in my life seems to have fallen apart. Lord, please send someone to help tonight. Marcia prayed this prayer as she walked through the bitter cold. Cars passed her on that county road, but no one stopped. It was growing dark, and there were still several miles left to walk. Cold and loneliness were bitter companions as she walked through the darkness. Then the headlights of a car came near. The car stopped. The door opened, and a lady's voice invited Marcia into the car. Warmth and kindness surrounded Marcia. Thank you for stopping, she said to the friendly stranger. The lady asked where Marcia lived, then offered to take her home. Marcia was certain that God had answered her prayers. Why did you stop? Marcia asked the kind lady. This is the story the stranger told. I was driving to Cloverdale, she said, and I was talking to God about all my problems. My husband has a terminal illness, and I have so many problems. I didn't know what to do or who to turn to. I needed someone to advise me. I needed some counseling. I remember my former pastor who died a few years ago. Since he left us, I haven't really found anyone that I could share my burdens with. Oh, I wish he were here tonight. He would know how to help me. Then I saw you walking along the road. I had no idea who you were or where you were going on that dark, cold road. As I reached my home, I kept thinking about you. I knew you must be cold. Then the Lord said to me, go back and find that lady and drive her home. I tried to find excuses, but the feeling became so compelling, I knew I had to do it. I put on my winter coat and headed back down that country road to find you. That's why I'm here. My grandpa used to be a preacher, a pastor in Cloverdale, Marcia responded. What was his name? Asked the good lady. His name was Thomas Moody. He was pastor of the Cloverdale Church of the Nazarene. That was my pastor, screamed the stranger. That is why I had to come back to find you. Reverend Thomas Moody sent me back to help his granddaughter. Both women's hearts were flooded with praise and gratitude. They knew that God loved them and had sent a special message from heaven to them on that cold, snowy night in Putnam County. Neither would ever doubt that Grandpa Moody was in heaven, and that perhaps his own personal angel had rescued two precious women from their despair. They would never forget that the Lord sees and hears us when we pray. God has promised never to leave us nor forsake us. Hebrews 31, verse 5. That is the miracle of faith and obedience. Pay attention to the lonely, troubled people that God places along the roadside of your life. Your touch or words of kindness might affect their eternity and yours. Jesus says, you will be blessed when you enter into his kingdom. Matthew 25, verses 34, 35, and 36.